We hosted Trinity here at Andrus, and they came into the game ranked #1 in New England, and we managed to sneak by them 44 to nothing. So that was a nice way
Just
to finish up the career.
Huh?
Yeah, it was. It was a nice way to finish out things, and of course, in retrospect, it's hard to imagine a better end.
Most definitely. And it's Parents Weekend as well here. And as you said, you have a son, class of 15. What's that been like, seeing kind of the legacy at Wesleyan continue?
Well, you know, it's funny because in addition to his mother and father, who are alums, Will is actually a quadruple legacy because his grandfather, Wilson Siebert, was a member of the class of 50, and his uncle, Andy Siebert, was a member of the class of 86. And ironically, they both have connections with the football program as well. Wilson was a member, as I mentioned, of the class of 50, and in those days, of course, freshmen weren't eligible to participate in varsity athletics, but his classmates that played football were undefeated all 3 years of their football careers. Right. So 47, 48, and 49 teams were undefeated, and that was his class, his classmates.
Yeah.
So he has this recollection, of course, of Wesleyan as being the premier football powerhouse in the Little Ivies, and of course that predated the establishment of NESCAC, but certainly among its peer group, including Williams and Amherst. And Andy graduated in '86. His roommate while he was here was a guy by the name of Greg Slotnick. And Greg is supposed to be here today, visiting from the West Coast.
All right.
And Greg actually still holds a number of records for field goal kicking. He was the field goal kicker on the football team, and the longest field goal, most field goals in a game, and so forth were records he established. And to give you an indication of just how accomplished he was the most valuable player on the team. When was the last time a kicker was the most valuable player? But so they both had their own kind of connections with the football program. But as a parent of a student here at Wesleyan, it's just wonderful to come back. It's always nice to come back, but to come back and visit for events that are ongoing with him and his classmates and his friends. It's great to see the university through the prism of his perspective, and it's changed, but there's a lot that's the same. And frankly, one of the things that's very much consistent with my experience is he loves the place. He really does. From the day he arrived. In fact, his younger brother and I came up for a game last fall. It was probably 6 weeks into the school year. And that was our first visit. We asked him how things were going, and he said, "Dad, I'm having more fun at my school than any of my high school friends are having at theirs." You know, of course, as a parent, you wonder, well, what does fun mean in that context? You know?
But it's always great to hear, and I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. It's been a pleasure hearing about the tradition that your family has brought to the university.